Hello grade 12 students and welcome to a new Technical English 3 lesson. Today we will study Unit 5 Lesson 3 Rules Part 1. Please open your course books pages 40 and 41 and let's start our lesson. Let's start with the objectives of today's lesson. After studying this lesson you will be able to discuss a potential incident in a photo and devise a rule to prevent it. Locate specific information after reading a text about rules of the air. Practice using only if and don't unless. Our starter for today's lesson is a secret message. You have to find the secret message and write it down in your notebook. You have 5 minutes and you can start now. When you finish, play the video again to check your answer. Welcome back, my dear student. Now let's have a look at the secret message. The secret message is: free flight allows pilots to decide their speed, heading, and altitude. Before we start our lesson, let's have a look at some important words which you may need to understand, and we'll find them in today's lesson. Let's start with the first word, which is prevent. You can guess the meaning of the word prevent if you look at the picture on the right. What do we mean by prevent? Can you guess the meaning? Good. Prevent means to stop something from happening or someone from doing something. Our next word is the word devise. Devise, it means, good, to invent a plan, system, object, etc., usually using your intelligence or imagination. Next, we have the word heading. Heading means to go in a particular direction. Odd number. Odd number. When we are talking about odd number, we mean numbers that can't be exactly divided by 2, such as 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. An odd number is a number that can't be exactly divided by 2. Okay? Trainee. Trainee, it means a person who is learning and practicing the skills of a particular job. متدرب in Arabic. Okay? Cruise. To travel at a steady speed in a car or plane. Now let's have a look at our first exercise in our lesson today. Please open your course books, page 40, exercise number 1. Start here. Your job is to study the photo which has 2 planes, A and B, and you have to study also the table carefully and try to devise or create a rule to stop the 2 planes from crashing or hitting each other. Stop the video and decide, or you can write the rule in your notebook. And when you finish, play the video again to check your answer. Welcome back, my dear students. You will find the answers in the next exercise reading. When we finish the next exercise, you can find out the answer. Now let's move to exercise 2, reading. Read the rules below. Which one or ones solve the problem in exercise number 1? Pause the video and read the text carefully. Then choose the rule or rules you see are the best, and when you finish, play the video again to check your answer. Study and decide. Now let's have a look at the right answer. The right answer is only rule number 1 solves the problem. both planes would use odd-numbered flight levels as they are flying east or southeast. So rules number 2 and number 3 would not solve the problem. Now let's move to exercise number 3. A trainer is giving these instructions to a trainee pilot. Take the ones which follow the rules in exercise number 2. You have to read the sentences carefully, and if the sentences following the rules in exercise number 2, just tick them. If they are not following the rules, just leave them. Don't put a tick. You have 5 minutes to do the activity. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answer. Now let's check your answers. Let's have a look at the first sentence. Only fly at flight level 100 degree 80 if your heading is between 180 degrees and 359 degrees. Yes, we should take this. Number 2, don't change your heading from northwest to northeast without changing your flight level from 210 and to 220. No, we will leave this. This rule, this sentence is not following the rules in exercise number 2. Let's have a look at number 3. Only change your heading to east after checking that you are on FL 150. Yes, this is right. We should take this. Number 4, don't cruise at any flight level before ensuring that you are at least 1,000 feet above all other aircraft. It's very important, and this is true. We should take this. Number 5, only change your heading from southeast to southwest when you have climbed from FL 200 to FL 210. No, we will leave this. The last sentence, don't cruise at flight level 190 unless you have checked that you are on a heading between 360 degrees and 179 degrees. Yes, that's right. We should take this. Now let's move to the language section, and let's have a look at the table here. If we are going to talk positively, we can use only and the verbs here. Change your heading if. After the verb we use if, or when, or after, and then you have checked your flight level. Or you can use after, and as we said before, after is followed by the gerund verb plus ing after checking your flight level. Okay? If you are going to talk negatively and you ask people not to do something, don't change your heading. Don't change your heading unless or until. Okay? Unless or until. What comes after them? The present perfect here. You have checked your flight level. Or we can use without or before. And what comes after without or before? Gerund verb plus ing after without checking or before checking your flight level. Okay? Now let's move to exercise number 4. Rewrite these instructions to give the same or similar meaning using the words in brackets. Don't use the words in italics. You don't have to use the words here, the words in italics. Don't use the words in italics. Not unless. Don't use these words. Okay? Now let's do an example together. Let's read the first sentence. Your aircraft must not turn unless it has enough space to do so. In this sentence we have to use only if, and we have to delete or remove must, not, and unless. So the sentence must be, your aircraft, and we will remove must only, not and we use only, must only turn if it has enough space to do so. So we will remove unless and we'll use if. Now you have to do the rest of the sentence and write them down in your notebook. When you finish, please play the video again to check your answers. Welcome back, my dear students. Now let's check your answers. Number 1, we did it in the previous slide. Your aircraft must only turn if it has enough space to do so. Now let's move to the second sentence. You have to turn your aircraft in a way which does not endanger other aircraft. In the sentence, we have to use must and without. What's your answer? Yes, good. You must turn your aircraft without endangering other aircraft. Be careful. After without, as we said before, after without and before, we use the gerund. So the verb endanger here will be endangering. We will add ing to it, and so it will become endangering. Okay? Let's move now to sentence number 3. Let's read the sentence together. The slower helicopter must not change direction until the faster one has passed it. Here in the sentence, you have to use only after. Okay? What's your answer? Can you read your answer aloud? Good. The right answer is, the slower helicopter must only change direction after the faster one has passed. So what did we do in the sentence? Here in this sentence, we removed not. You have to remove not and replace it with the word only. Must only change direction. And then we will remove the word until and we will use the word after instead. Okay? Now let's move to sentence number 4. A car driver must only overtake another vehicle after checking his mirror. What is the right answer? We will do the opposite here. We will remove here the word first and only. Good. And we will use not instead of it. Let's have a look at the right answer. A car driver must overtake. Now, so here we removed only from the sentence and we used not instead of it. Another vehicle before checking his mirror. Okay? Let's have a look at the last sentence. Drivers should only start a long car journey if they have checked brakes, tires, and fluid levels. Here in the sentence, you have to use not and unless. Not and unless. As we said in the previous slide, not will be used instead of which word in the first sentence. We will use not here. Which word will we remove? What do you think? Good. Only. Good. And unless. A long car journey, we will use unless instead of the word if. So, the right answer will be, drivers should not start a long car journey unless they have checked brakes, tires, and fluid levels. So here, in the sentence, we used not instead of only, and we used unless instead of if. Good. This is the end of our lesson, my dear students. Till we meet again in a new English lesson, have a nice day and goodbye.